Joining me to discuss gig economy in relation to unemployment solution possibilities in Nigeria is Chizoba Akunne. She is a lead facilitator that has distinguished herself in therapeutic and entrepreneurship speaking, conducting several workshops, seminars on broad managerial and social topics. Chizoba?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome again.
Thank you.
Yeah, this time around, we are talking about gig economy in relation to the solution to unemployment in Nigeria. Gig, to me, and to some people out there, if I didn't have an idea, if something is something I'm hearing for the first time, sounds to me like when you say gig, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? But there's a world of difference between that and what we're talking about now.
Okay.
So please tell us.
Well, I don't think there's a world of difference.
Okay.
Yes, I really don't.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you talk about gig economy, it talks about new ways of doing things, right? And this gig economy that we're beginning to realize, we're talking about in Nigeria and in Africa, is something that was first practiced in the US. And a lot of people would say it wasn't obtainable in Nigeria till when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. And considering that the workforce that we have are people that are millennials, there's people that are born in 1981 to 1995, and then we also have the Gen Z. So you have people from 1981 to people that are that were born in 2016, right? A lot of them are looking for new ways of doing things. They want to be entrepreneurs, but they also want to be professionals. They're starting up their businesses, and they don't have that funds to get someone in to have the person work with them for a long period of time, take into consideration health benefits, social benefits, so many benefits of getting that person to work with them. But they also want highly trained people who can be able to offer services to them. So you see where this comes into play. So, and then we have other people who are professionals, but they don't want to be tied down to a job for too long. But they have their unique skills. They have things that they can offer, and they want to work short term. So they could come into your company to help you provide that service that you'd have paid an arm and a leg for a subsidized cost. And so that's why we're having this discussion today.
This, to me, sounds like freelancing. What's the relationship there?
Okay, so there's really no relation. There's really a thin line between it. And why do I say there's a thin line between it? Because when you want to play in the gig economy, when you want to play in this space, the first thing is you're asking yourself, what do I have to bring to the table? How do I make my skills? How do I up my game in my skills so that people would want me to work with them? And then you see a lot of people playing in the role of social media marketers, or helping you manage your social media pages, or helping you with your marketing, or helping you with your strategy. Now, because they understand the psychology of the people that are out there, and the older generations do not understand it. So you find out that you're having more people talk about doing business on Instagram, doing business on Facebook. And you see the gig economy has made us to cross borders. So like you could stay here in Nigeria and you could work for somebody that is in the US or a company in the US and you get paid. So all you have to do is put in your 4 hours every day or your 6 hours every day. Decide that, okay, I'm working with you for 3 times a week. And then the other 2 days in the week, I work on building my own business. And let's be sincere, we've seen a lot of people that retired at 60. And
voluntarily, you mean?
No, we've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of people in the older generation. And I think that is what is inspiring a lot of us to go into this. Because we've seen a lot of people that have worked out, the older generation who have worked, and they retired at 60, 65. And you're asking yourself, what do they really have to show for their years of working and their years of experience? So I don't want to get to 60 or to get 65 and be put on the shelf. No. And that's what a lot of youths are talking about. And that's why this economy, this gig economy, is something that is selling like hotcake. And so the person you think is unemployed may be working. So you see them sitting in front of their system. They are interfacing with whatever company that they are working with. And there are a lot of tools that companies use to track to find out if you're actually doing their work. And there are a lot of professional sites that you can log on to and then get jobs, submit your profiles, they match your profile to a company, and then you get this job and you do it well.
As simple as that?
As simple as that. So it doesn't just have to stop with us going across the borders to do it. Here in Nigeria, we could also do it. And we're seeing a lot of companies that are doing this because it's helping them to reduce overhead. The overhead is high, and we need to reduce it. So you see companies that are beginning to engage in this. Companies are beginning to realize that this is the future of work. There's nothing we can do about it. It's either you plug in and play or you go obsolete.
The way you go about snapping your fingers, you know,
yeah, it's a gig economy.
You're so excited about this.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. I'm seriously excited about this because this is, I remember in 2019 when I was facilitating and I told them that we're going to get to this level in Nigeria where you don't have to go to work every day from 8 to 5. And a lot of people in the conference room then looked at me and were like, this girl has come again. But you see, with the COVID, we saw it happen. And, I was just like, it's something that has come to stay.
So the COVID epidemic, should I say worse or is? It's still on, isn't it? Is it a blessing in disguise?
To me, no. So the COVID experience, we look at it from two perspectives. Now, the negative side is the number of people that died, which was something that we didn't want. But then there's the positive side of it. It's two sides of a coin. Because it pushed us into doing things that we would otherwise not have been able to do. And that's the beauty of it. And to me, this is here to stay. And you see, one of the good things with the gig economy is that your role, your job role, is tied to what you're delivering. So, for example, the job role is tied to your deliverables. It's tied to the work that you do. Unlike before, you have people that will just say they are MDs, and then you're wondering, what are they really MDing? So we now have, and then if you notice, we now have new flexible terms of what people do. So what do you do? And then the person says, I do ABC, and you're like, wow, I've never heard that before. But most times what it helps you to do is that when the person says what the person does, you're able to say, oh, okay, so do you do this? And then you're learning more. So I'm just super excited about this. I'm happy that we're talking about this.
And it shows.
Yes, I'm very happy. And I just hope that a lot of us plug into this.
Okay, now,
this is the future.
All right. What is your opinion of the rise of gig economy or the popularity of gig economy in Nigeria? And what are the key drivers of this growth?
Okay, so it's not really popular. It's not as popular as we would want it to be, right? And what happens is that the key drivers to this is social media. It's still social media. But apart from social media, you have to go beyond social media. You have to go on your LinkedIn page. You have to go to your communities to find out what they do. So like some of this, how I got to know about it, a lot of people have been doing this before COVID. Because I remember that I had some friends who said they were actually working and then they were earning in dollars. And then, we're looking at them like, you're working and you're earning in dollars. What exactly are you doing?
That's pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. And then you're now like, what are you people doing? Are you sure? They say, yes, they work with XYZ company and they work 4 times a week, or they do this, they do that. And you're like, really? And then at the end of the month, they are paid and you're like, are you guys serious about this thing? So this is something that has been in existence, but we didn't know. But with the rise of COVID, with sponsored ads, with a lot of things, we're beginning to see that, oh, okay, this thing is really working. It's really working. But the best way to get to understand this and know channels in which you could go to, platforms you could go to become a part of this is through your community. The community, when I mean your community, I mean your online community. And that also leads to what exactly do you do on social media? Because if you're looking at people that are slain, that's all you will see. But when you're looking at for study opportunities, you're looking out for work opportunities, what happens is that the algorithm helps. So you begin to get all these kind of ads coming in, and then you're able to ask other people who are doing this. You'll be shocked that the person that is sitting beside you, who you think is unemployed and who always has, money to spend,
and who always stays at
home, you'll be shocked that this person is actually plugging into this, but you didn't know because there was really no conversations around it. And then it gives you that freedom to study, to get better, to have your own business, to do your own thing. So you're doing your own thing, you're getting better, you're building yourself. And the more you build yourself, the more you have bigger offers.
Now, Chizoba, you can agree with me that the biggest gainers or the biggest beneficiaries of this very COVID blessings, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Are those who provide us with the data. And because you must use data now at home, since you don't reach out to them out there physically, you have to do this sitting at home, but the only way you can connect to them is data. And they've made so much money and are still making a hell of money. Now the question is this. This appears to be one of the major hindrances or challenges gig workers are facing in Nigeria. The lack of regular power supply or internet services, poor internet services. We already know that the gig economy is up and spreading in Nigeria. But these are some of the major factors militating against it. How can we get around this?
Okay, so now to answer that question, I will say this. And I'll go back to saying your community is very important. So do you know that there are spaces in this Lagos that provide full internet access, full light? You have lights for like 5-6 hours. Some of them open by 10.
When you say 5-6 hours, that's not full.
No, let's say that, so some of them open by 10 and they close by 5, or they open 9 to 5. So you have people like that here in Lagos who all you have to do is just come and register.
Wait a minute, you're sounding like it's free.
It's free.
Wait a minute.
This
is real?
No, this is real. So I'm giving you the option 1. This is option 1. Because if you don't know, I was thinking about it the other day. What I see as a limitation is based on what I know. It's not a limitation to the other person because the person has gone past that. The person has knowledge. So you have free spaces that you could go to without paying, and then all you have to do is do your membership registrations. I think one of them has about 3 centers in Lagos, one in Ikeja, one on the island, one in Yaba.